Oh, I updated the stream title.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here to VR Master League preseason. I'm assuming a lot of you are just joining us from our last great matchup. But we're here for our doubleheader, the final one. Gonna be Illuminaughty versus Rampage. It's gonna be a fun match. At the broadcasting booth, I'm Palidore, joined by Dash, and so much for subtleties handling the camera work. I know Wit is around here somewhere hanging on the stream side of things, on the Twitch chat at least.
Yeah, it looks like a bit of a little error on the teams. They were on the wrong sides, but now we're trying to get them on the right side of things. We do have a home and away system.
Yeah.
You just see them switching.
Yeah, not too much of a worry or anything. If nothing else, want to thank these two teams for waiting almost half an hour later, because the last match got delayed because of those restarts. Had to get a couple of them in. So definitely appreciate Rampage and Illuminaughty for hanging in there, you know, being willing to wait it out and be streamed. Because people are definitely looking forward to this match happening. I know I am.
Yeah, me too. I mean, Illuminaughty, we saw him the other night. Just a great team, so strong. Ender just was demolishing that night, and I don't know if he's gonna be able to do it again, because we have a great roster on the side of Rampage. You know, Rosie, Skinny, both great goalies, and Blastro, a great striker. He's been improving quite a lot over the past season, so I'm excited to see what this new roster is.
Yeah, Blastro, definitely a longtime player who's just improved vastly. And Caption, he had some spectacular plays in Pizza League last season. Couple game-winning highlights, near game-winning highlights at least. He had one with sealable bag. They had a PE joust where they managed to recover the disc off of that and score to bring it to a tie, I believe, and then win that one and the next round with a dunk. Skinny TG, obviously, shout out to him because he's one of our comrades over on Eclipse, helping out with the coaching gigs. And then over on the Illuminaughty side, yeah, you mentioned Ender. He was working on, I think, 30 points in the last game. We saw him. It crept up on me. I knew he was scoring, but then I pulled up the scoreboard, and it just about blew me away. He had triple the amount of anyone else, I think. The next highest score on his team was like 9 points. And he was working on 27 or 30, something like that, by the end of it. And it just blew the roof off that scoreboard.
Yeah, so now it looks like the teams are about to be ready. And I know, like, Caption was having some headset problems. You know, sometimes the hardware be weird. But I'm glad to see that he is back and playing.
And great to have your full team at the ready. So, at the ready, they will go into those catapults as these launches come on through and taken handily by Illuminaughty. So they're going to get this first offensive approach, it looks like.
Yeah, they're aggressive. Wall panel pass, and now Ender going to try to take it himself, and he will. And yay, the clock is non-stop. Maybe a smooth one run this time.
Good sign indeed. And like you said, that aggression in no time at all, they were right back into it. Ender picking up where he left off the other day with that goal, and only 11 seconds passing off that one, that first score. They didn't even really take a lot of time off, and they just approached, they cut, they passed, they scored.
Now, I like the pass from Skinny, but, you know, a little mispass from Blastro. Luckily, nobody was there to punish him for it. And now, crossing over to Skinny. Skinny have to take his time to get past all these defenders, but the defense is starting to be so tight, and the long clear, but a leech from Blastro gonna at least cover the goal if nothing else, because Speedy has the pickup and reset.
Gets it nicely over to Ender, yeah, and Ender gonna back it out, and oh, the defense, that was a good read, bothering that one. So Blastro's gonna get the hands on that one. The boosts are coming through really quickly for Illuminaughty, but not far behind. The overshoot as a result. Skinny is gonna pick that one up for Rampage. And maybe working into the goal. Looks like it will be an approach right dead center. Oh, the save coming through. It looks like on the hand, but it still was a 2-point goal nonetheless.
Did a great attack.
That disc turned orange for a moment, so it looks like someone had their hands almost on it, but not quite.
It was a great attack by Skinny, being patient, getting that bounce pass under the caption, and caption with the reset back to him. A great chance, but oh wow, close bounce for Skinny. Luckily he was there, because that might have gone in. These bounce passes, shots, clears, they're all the same sometimes, and they can really break your heart.
Yeah, sometimes you'll have a lot of success just aiming. If you're deep down on the other side of the floor, if you just aim the general area of those corner panels on either side of the goal, it'll have a decent chance of going in. Well, a non-zero chance, I should say, as a good read comes out from QL there, but taken right back. And oh, nice! Blastro, the right place, right time for the dime from Caption.
Wow. I didn't think Caption was going to get that off. It looks like maybe that wasn't what he was trying to do, but maybe, who knows? Sometimes you get punched out and your hand's still going, but, Blastro, great positioning.
Can't argue the results if you're Rampage, so Illuminaughty down 2 based off of that.
A nice communication and passing from Illuminaughty. Speedy gonna try to start this attack for his team Ender. He's a threat. He's gonna try to go for the 3, but Skinny with the save. And Blastro has an opportunity to pick it up, but he won't. He's beaten out. Now Ender again. And Caption gonna try to slow Ender down. And he will with an interception.
That was a good read.
That was an excellent read, and that's a great turnover, and 2 points for Rosie Hope.
Yeah, no hope to stop that goal. 6-2, Rampage. Coming out with some strength right now, showing their stuff. On the other end, and they're just taking that shot from outside that bubble, saved, and eventually forced the other side. And so, good defense from Rampage. They're getting their hands on that disc, and they're bothering Illuminaughty early on, at least. You can see even in the back line now, Illuminaughty's stack, or is getting up on the offense, and, well, back pass. Okay, we'll get to Speedy. Misses one man, but hits the other. So positioning out. Some close quarters passing going on now. Speedy's going to find one more. Cannot get it, though. And back to the wedge.
So it seems like, Rampage is really excelling at right now is just covering the lanes. Illuminaughty maybe having a couple of predictable... Ooh, Blastro. Looks like it went off his head. He had a great save right there. But as I was saying, Rampage kind of reading these passing lanes. Maybe Illuminaughty is getting too predictable with them. Maybe have to shake it up, have some bounce passes, maybe a couple fakes. Because Rampage seems to be reading it pretty well.
They're going to have to be, Taylor Swift and shake it off, like you said, or like you almost said. In any case, going to approach on defense here. It's going to be Rosie contesting that, forcing a deep pass in the back line. But the stack is going to come, actually, and now recovered and dunked on in from close range. Just dumping it into the goal is Speedy from above. There were a few bodies in that goal there, but managing to tie it up for his team.
Yeah, it looks like, I don't know if you caught it, but I saw that Rampage actually missed a chance for an earlier chain than that, and I think that was the difference right there. Nonetheless, the chains are important.
Yeah, every miss grab is going to be crucial in these situations when you're dealing with.
When Ender with an open net, is he going to try to take this one? He will. It might bounce in. It will. Wow, what a bounce off the little crease of the pyramid.
Yeah, basically hit the one spot he could have on that side to get that one in to buy themselves a 3-point lead. So just like that, after a strong start from Rampage, they find themselves down 3. They are up by a couple goals early. But Illuminaughty just striking back, showing what they're capable of as well. They're going to do that. And they're going to do this as well. Try and clear it in to the 2-point zone. Pass on the approach is a trifecta of Illuminaughty players. Finding Skinny now, though, is Rampage. Rampage looking for another goal, but no, because that stack just going way back to goal. Knowing where to go, where to find that disc, and finding that pass now, it's Speedy V. Speedy's going to send it for an intercept instead to Rosie Hope.
And a great read by Rosie, sticking back. sometimes, you have to clear it, even if you know that they're going to get the disc. It's better than, giving it up on your own half or own third.
Yeah, and so Skinny is going to find that back pass and forward now over to Rosie. All of the offensive players on the bottom of the floor. Now one finally going above the goalie, maybe for a dunk, but cutting it off. Suburban knowing where to be in position and finding an immediate stack with Speedy. If he's going to get there, he might have a chance at an open shot. He'll have it. Is it in? No save. Oh my gosh, that beautiful save from Caption at the last second. I love it.
Yeah, man, that was just so perfectly timed. I mean, the chain was insane. But then, speaking of insane, there's Ender.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Up where he left off.
Those are the ones that hurt the worst, is when you have an amazing, an incredible save like that, and then you get scored on a few seconds later. Those ones will just kill the spirit a little bit. Oh, wow. I had to hold my tongue a little bit when that play happened, so I went with gosh. Anyway, Rosie finding the pass down low to Vlastro. And Vlastro's going to return it, but no, good read. Speedy V. The back line of small boost coming from Suburban, trying to dodge, but no, a better leech from Skinny, and a redirect from Skinny. That was some crafty movement there. Some great mobility from him.
It looks like he has Vlastro going up onto the right tube, and no, he waited too long for it. Now Suburban to punish. 3 more for Illuminaughty, 14-6.
14-6 in this first round. It has been quite the entertaining matchup so far. Ender the high scorer over on Illuminaughty with 7 points, and much more balanced over on Rampage. 2 apiece for Vlastro, Rosie, and Skinny.
It looks like Skinny again, maybe missing his mark on these passes, going to get punished for it again. Oh wow, just beating out that offense. And Speedy to reset. With the 2-minute mark already passing him up, they're going to take their time. They don't need a rush for these points, but they're going to try to get him anyway.
Rosie!
An amazing save. And they're going to try to get back downfield, but not before Rosie, and almost trying to finish it off, doing the whole play by herself. But speaking of plays, what a play by Speedy.
What are these saves going on right now in this game? I love it. Right in the dead front of goal. Not even an inch to spare. These grabs are insane. Just like that one. That shot was insane. Rosie Hope just catapulting it into the goal, and I'm losing my mind right now, and luckily not losing my voice quite yet. But it's going to get there, I assure you. Rosie Hope, what a play. What a play.
The turnovers from both sides are just insane. Reading lanes, reading passes, just the bounces and snags at point blank. They're just insane right now. And Ender with a nice cross. Back to Ender. Oh, but off his head and maybe a little bit out of his controller. Captain's going to try to reset it. A good reset, but it's going to be in danger zone for Rosie and Suburban. And nice turnover by Caption. Going to try to boost with his team, hopefully, because it's in there with 45 seconds left. A nice reset. Ooh, wow, what a speedy reset to Suburban.
That was a risky one for sure, but now the fast stack. Overshooting that one.
I just saw that stack. That was insane.
Yeah, that was some land stacking right there. And Blastro's gonna find a bounce, trying for the clear. Speedy is there, Suburban there too. Over and in for Ender. Grabbing that, and without even looking, just as he turned, flinged it downwards into the goal for one more score on Illuminaughty.
Yeah, just picking up where he left off from the other night. Just he was on fire. He's not shown it all just yet, but I mean, it is only the first round. Who knows how much he's gonna blow up later.
To be determined, but I would not be surprised to see some huge numbers. But 16-8 win in this exciting first round matchup from Illuminaughty. This has been as good as advertised. Those saves, look at that, 1 apiece on all of Rampage's team. 0 according to the scoreboard for Illuminaughty, but that's not true at all either. There were some insane grabs, dives, reads on those discs, intercepts, saves, the stacks into saves. It was just one after the other. There was a period for like 2 minutes in there where it was just back-to-back great defense, and I'm only just now calming down. Take it away, Nash.
The turnovers from both sides, like I said, both sides have such great defense and stacks. I mean, they're both just as fast, and I think maybe, although I love to see all these turnovers and point-blank snags, to get past all that, you have to be a little bit craftier in your passes. You know, maybe bounce it, pass a little bit earlier, not waiting until you have a guy in your face to make that pass. Maybe, you know, especially in the last few minutes, that's what Rampage needed. It looks like they were throwing too many interceptions because they were trying to throw through players instead of around the players.
And see if they can make some defensive adjustments, offensive adjustments. I don't even, just make some adjustments, and I'm gonna readjust right now and refocus on this game as this quick launch comes out. Is it gonna be another quick goal? It is, so even quicker than the last round joust. It was Illuminaughty in 11 seconds last time. This one, it was only 6.
Yeah, that offensive starting joust is insane. They're at the disc so fast, and they have the separation immediately. There's so many options, and if you aren't ready, set up on your defense, hey, you might even get punched for a 3 if you're not ready.
I want to check in real quick, like with the Twitch chat. How are you liking this game right now? Because I'm not imagining how awesome this is. Am I? Because no, it's captioned with a 2-pointer on that drive, tying it up. I just hope everyone's having as good of a time as I am, as Dash is, as Subtlety is, I'm sure. And Wit, somewhere over there, is going ooh and ah at a lot of these plays, no doubt. I can't hear him in my ear this time because he's not doing cameras for us, but I know it's happening.
It's a signature Wit.
Signature Wit. He says in chat, it's true.
And it looks like a bouncing clear. What a nice reset to Caption. Caption having to deal with these players behind him, but he's going to look forward to Blastro, a bounce pass to Rosie, and reset to the shield. Looks like it was a great idea, but just not in time for the hands of Caption to get through that shield. And it's going to be Illuminaughty. Their first 4-3 will be Speedy V.
Yeah, conceding that open one is Rampage. Not what they wanted on that approach, but only down 3, and with possession here, perhaps take some of that momentum from their great defense and some of their great plays in that last round. Towards the end of that last round, just carry it over into something special in this second one. A deep pass is going to find Blastro eventually off the bounces, and Blastro is going to push himself off the wall, reset long, and then off the bounce again to Skinny.
Ooh, it looks like a little bit of hesitation there from Skinny, and it's going to result in a turnover and a chain ready for Q, but it looks like Q won't get the grab, but, you know, he did get the grab off of somebody else, his other teammate, and to finish it off, 7-2, and Illuminaughty just starting to pick up where they left off from the last game, starting to start that steamroll somehow. But hopefully Rampage can react a little bit faster, especially on this submarine chain. It's been their biggest threat.
On that last one, Rosie got there almost in time, but not really enough to fully recollect and, you know, just the one-on-one opportunity taken advantage of there by Illuminaughty.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, the stacks so fast on these teams tonight. And the defense so tight. Blastro crossing it on over and winding it down. Full extension on that almost dunk. It wasn't anchored, but it might as well have been. That was a nice little dip into the goal for Caption.
Having to go through that chain, they've really threaded the needle on that one. Excellent passing. Rampage has some good passing plans. The only reason it didn't work the other time was maybe the pass was a little too fast, and Caption got stopped by the shield, unfortunately. But
and
they do have the idea, and Ender with the 1v1.
A sidewinder of a shot there. Just turning sideways, splitting it in, doing kind of a Zach W impression there with that side spinning action. But yeah, that was some good work there, and kind of a rare approach on goal where you don't have a bunch of players in 4v4. It was essentially 1v1 with Skinny taking the disc now. And Rad Dave over in the chat calling out the awesome camera work, by the way. So credit Subtlety, you're doing great, buddy. Making this production smooth sailing.
Oh, nice forward pass to Caption. He's going to try to take it in himself. Ooh, looks like just off the panel, but it might be still Rosie's. And back to Caption, back to Rosie, maybe for a dunk. It will be there. Blastro from Rosie, 9-6 with 6 minutes left.
Now so what Rosie did there, she got that. She was stunned right under the barrier, okay? And as she came out with that stun and took that disc, she hesitated for just a moment looking at the goal, but then she recognized her open teammate for the dunk, so it was nice patience there because she wasn't under immediate attack. And she found her teammate for that slam. That was great.
Ooh, Ooh, looks like Caption. I don't know if he had like a little bit of a tracking error because I don't think that was a clear he wanted. He's trying to get big to try to get a back pass from Ender, but Ender, we all know him. Anytime he's in front of the goal, you know he's going to take it. There was no back pass for him there.
And Ender just slipping by, able to get that one through for the 11-6 advantage on Illuminaughty. And Sputnik saying that was slick, I agree, talking about that Rosie to Vlastro play. But now
wow.
Bounce, it's going to have a little bit of a shot on it recovery, but no, it's going to be tapped out. Rosie coming away with that one. Still on the Rampage side of the floor, so they're going to have to find an avenue to get that out, or else this may happen here. It's going to be Ender. He's working on 13 points, which is a game high.
You're really just an unstoppable force. You have to have a defender ready for them outside the bubble if you want to get a chance at him. Because inside the bubble, he makes plays like that, across to Speedy. And Illuminaughty just continuing the assault. And what is it that Rampage needs at this moment, Palidore?
Only thing I would say is those clears, those faster boosting based off of that. That's one of the things we've seen is just the disc control or recovering disc control. Illuminaughty's been doing a great job of that. Honestly, the passing game from both teams, I have no real criticisms at the moment because there have been some really online passes, just like this one. Oh, this almost an online shot. I thought it was in, but it was not. So Caption is gonna try and put a caption on this one, but he's maybe unaware of the defenders behind him. Needs to get rid of it quickly. He does. Now a stack coming out from Illuminaughty, and they're gonna get their back there, just like I said, overshooting initially, but redirecting into it. And that's what I mean by those quick stacks.
Oh, and another bounce shot, and that one might be in. Oh, it was close. And Rosie with the pickup to Caption. Oh, looks like it was supposed to be a reset to Skinny. Luckily, he'll be there, but not a great clear.
That might cost them, Dash.
Maybe. Vlastro gets a little bit further, but not clear just yet. Skinny's going to try, or Rosie's going to try for the clear again. A bouncing clear into the bubble, but no chain.
Yeah, it will be an intercept still, but you just see how Illuminaughty, when they lose that disc, they seem to have a inclination. Just they get it first. They're always getting back on defense, whether it's with a stack or just, you know, a solo player hanging out in the midfield. As the stack comes out now, an open shot. Will it be? Yes, sirree. Speedy V for the 3.
It looks like a Rampage decided to play a different type of, well, offense/defense, because they had a guy in the tunnel waiting for the long clears, but sometimes it works, but that does mean you're down one chain because there's only 3 people to chain with it, or 2 people to chain with at that point, while the other guy is just kind of in no man's land, and it can really punish, as it did right there.
In no man's land indeed, but now, okay, defense getting back. It was potentially an open goal, but couldn't collect the disc. Now still going to be on the approach. It's QL Young off backboard, off Ender's head, recovers his own miss, but cannot hit the shot, so it's going to be slung outwards where Suburban awaits that one. Now taking another backboard shot. Will go through on that one.
A 9-9 for Ender. A deadly shot off the backboard.
He's working on 16 now. 16 points now. It's heady plays, strong offense. Ender doing what he did the other night when he got 30.
Oh, and Speedy almost with that quick answer, but it's going to be Ender there. And you know this is a dangerous spot. Oh, wow. Caption with the sneak and reset, but oh man, miscommunication. He should have known that Ender was still there.
And then Ender just going for the classic, basically. Goes for that Angel, as Tutorial Bot has taught me it was called. I do believe, you know, Ender being a fan of shielding himself, dropping the disc, picking it back up, and, you know, scoring all over people based off of those. It's a strong move when it works. It's a risky one, but Ender, he goes for it, and you know what? It pays off for him a lot of the time.
Oh, and a low pass in between both of the Rampage players. So it's going to be Speedy V's. And a reset to goal. QL quickly pressured. Tries to get it clear. It won't be clear. But with a minute 13 on the clock and a lead of 12. I don't even know. I can't do math right now, Pally, but it's a big lead. Nonetheless.
Don't look at me, Dash. I'm not even going to try. I already make myself look silly on stream enough as it is. Now a clear is going to go through the bottom ramp. potentially into that 2-point zone. Getting
Wow, what
knocked
a stack.
loose from Rosie
no.
Hope. Skinny as well. Now, QL is going to be on that approach. Going to back it out, actually. 45 seconds left in this second round, and Ender's going to go in and wind it through. That was a tough situation for Blastro in goal. Just surrounded by Rampage players ready to, well, go on a rampage.
Am I really this bad at math? Let me see. No.
Yeah, so 22 seconds left, getting stunned, but the pass still going through. Captain's going to collect that, send it way down, and maybe an open goal, but no snag. QL Young. Q is going to find that tunnel clear. 10 seconds left. Looking for a stack is Speedy and Ender. Can Ender continue this streak of high scoring? But getting it snagged out of the hands of QL. Captain doing the dirty work. And that will be game 2 in favor of Illuminaughty to Rampage's 6. But I don't think that tells a story of the insane plays we've seen on both ends of the floor.
Right. It was not a mercy right there. It was 17, just as Witt clarified. 17-point difference. So they were still in that game. But it didn't seem like they were much into that game with just, man, Ender. 20 points on that. You see that? Pull up the scoreboard real quick. That's 20 points in Ender's name.
Basically, I told you the other night, he had the 30. He is literally on pace. 2 rounds, 20 points. So he is exactly on pace to match his score from the other night and hit 30 if he gets 10 more in this next round.
Yeah,
Very
so
possible. And player of the week, I suppose, as far as offense goes, if he hits 30, that 30 mark, I'm conceding, Ender. Yeah. Offensive powerhouse.
Put him on your fantasy roster, ladies and gentlemen, because he's going to be your moneymaker. And with the last round coming in, who knows what he has in store for us. Here it is, ladies and gentlemen. Round 3, and again, the quick joust and setup. Not as great as the other ones before, but still, QL with control and a reset. Ooh, to Ender, a little bit off.
Rosie going to get that out, but... Yeah, you're right. The first round was 11 seconds. Second round was 6 second score. This one, a little bit longer and almost taken, almost made, but not quite. So QL's just got to find that pass down mid.
Such a tough angle for Caption right there. Might have just taken the pass to his teammate instead, just to be safer, because at this point, all you need are a couple sure points. You got to get the lead so you can start getting that mental game back in. And a nice block pass by Rosie to Blastro. Forward to Caption, and here's his opportunity. Oh, looks like it went backwards. That's a pass. Okay, we'll call it a pass. And back to Caption, but just out of his reach.
He wasn't looking for that one. He was diving on one of the defenders, unfortunately, so it did sail past him, and it will sail to the other side of the floor. Going to be on that Rampage corner. And Speedy's going to collect that one. There's a defender there. One defender left. A shot left the hands of Ender. And that is a lot of points.
The most dangerous thing about Ender is the fact that he knows his position. He knows like when he's on the edge of that bubble. So you'll always see like these 9mm shots, 3-pointers, even sometimes 8 meters. Just his hand is always on that line. He releases it at the perfect time. So that 3-pointer you're seeing from him, it looks like a 2-pointer almost, because it's just so close.
Yeah, it's basically efficiency in a nutshell. QL, the efficient save. The offender had his head turned just briefly, so the grab was just gotten there by QL. Nice awareness. Now, goal is temporarily exposed, but Suburban and Speedy making sure that is covered up quite nicely as the defense takes position.
And nice underpass. Nobody to challenge. Now Blastro to take it in himself. And putting his team within 1.
3-2. Illuminaughty, 1-point advantage. 1 joust advantage coming up. Got the first 2 games as mentioned, but there were spectacular plays on both ends and Ender. But Speaking of, it will be Ender with that disc on that side wall, just doing what he does, juking around, staring him down, going in, going through. What can you do when Ender's on your crew? He is gonna devastate you.
Man. Ah, man, I just saw the situation coming. You know, the thing is, like, to play against Ender, you have to stay in front of him. The moment he gets on the side, you've already lost. Anytime you're trying to catch up to him, it's just bad news. And wow, what an interception by Speedy and open net for Ender. What the serve. Serving up 3 more points.
Ender's up to 28 now. We're 3 minutes into this round. He's gonna break 40 at this rate, if not more. I'm losing it. Anyway, yeah, Wit, the freestyle practice is showing. Indeed. So to practice casting the last month, one of the things I did was start practicing rapping, wrapping his hands around it is Ender for the 30-piece, 31 if you're being exact there.
Fantasy points, fantasy points.
You're like, we're all
in this fantasy league.
We're all living in
Ender on my squad.
Oh, yeah, we're living in Ender's world right now. I'm just glad to take a part of it.
Is this Ender's game?
Oh.
It clearly is Ender's game because he has 31 points.
You just... You did that. Anyways, it's going to be taken there. Maybe again by Ender. No, he's going to get punched. So now, Caption finding that disc. 11-2 advantage for Illuminaughty as Rampage tries to find their way up that floor. It's going to be QL Young there, looking down low, and it's going to be another shot.
Wow.
Ender, stop it. 34.
I mean, he just can't help it. The goal is open. I mean, what else can you do in that situation? I think it's Rampage and needs to adjust to Ender. They're letting him have too much space. That's what it is.
He's going on a rampage, essentially, and now off the joust, Skinny's going to lose that disc based off that speed. Ender's going to wait a goal for it, but nice save! That was gorgeous. From Skinny. Skinny just slapping that out of there despite being heavily contested. So Skinny showing his defensive capability, but then the goal left open, indeed.
I guess they know Illuminaughty loves the passes, and I think that's why they try to guess that pass. Diving out for the lower pass, which was Ender. You know you don't want Ender getting that disc. So great preemptive measure, but just a little too early. Speedy recognizing that situation and taking that 3, and now almost getting a little pickup on that clear, which will be now Rosie.
Now Rosie is going to look deep down for that pass over to Caption. Caption's going to recollect that and look for a pass. Maybe, yes, it will be. That's a beautiful one. Getting that one done. Blastro assisted from Caption.
That was some scared. Yeah, because it looked like Caption just like kind of double grabbed it. I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
They need this one.
It was
still have a chance. It's 440.
It was a bit of a precarious positioning on that pass. Like, it had to be exact. It had to be quick to make it past that defense. But taking it is going to be Ender. Going for the shot, but denying that one. Skinny. No doubt growing tired of seeing those threes go through from Ender. So putting the clamps defensively on that. But on the recovery now, it's going to be Caption.
No, Caption. Losing tracking at the end of his throw. Who knows if that might have interfered with it. Because they really needed those 3 points. But luckily he'll get this. Or Rosie will get the recovery.
That was a nice boost from Rosie and Vlastro to recover that disc, but now right back at him is going to be Suburban Legend trying to find one. Now it's going to take a bad bounce off of that tiny dot of an island.
Oh man, Ender there for the read on the back pass. Such a smart move, but nice read on Rosie. Still though, Ender's alive, but a great challenge by Skinny.
Yeah,
just
now
taking that risk, it paid off.
Vlastro with a breakaway, can't line up the shot for the rebound. Caption getting it stolen, saved rather by Speedy V with that D, and then into the 2. Caption again.
A nice little like a windmill dunk by Caption. Taking his time from under the net. Great setup, great pass by Rosie. And still 320, just passing the 320. We still have a chance at this game. They just got to make some of these interceptions count.
Some nice mobility being shown by Suburban as the goal gets approached by, but the stack trying to deny Ender any more points. Manages to send it into the back line. It's going to be recovered, though, by QL Young. QL always aware of his passing lanes and where to find his teammates. really great passer is Q. And now Suburban's going to take that in the back as the defense just tries bothering them, forcing these quick passes, and actually just like that one, so that pass going astray now, causing a turnover.
Tried to go for a dunk right there, but the pass was just a bit wide, and now Caption and Blastro not chaining up when they should have, and just gonna give up possession, and the clock is winding down. Skinny to Blastro. Ooh, just missing the mark on his teammate. And now a long clear, not what they need, and it's going to be bouncing in a rather unfavorable position, but favorable.
Oh, no! Almost a repeat of that highlight from earlier in the night, that first round save. Oh, man.
Well, I mean, he did reduce it from a 3. That was a 3-point for QL, and thankfully Skinny was there, and now reducing the damage, trying to stop the bleeding somehow.
Those saves to me, those kind of saves off the fast stack when it is an inch from goal, and speaking of, this is an open one for Blastro, cannot get that one 4 stack on the back, coming for the defense, and then the 4 stack on the offense, but all missing the disc. They don't realize it floated off to the side, but now recollecting that as QL Young and passing it down to Suburban Legend, who's gonna look for that pass.
Wow, he was pressured immediately, and I don't think his offense was set up. So he had to miss that pass, but luckily he still had the recovery, and 3 points. The goalie was out.
Yeah, that was
a great look.
Stunned out goalie, you're right. That was a good look. Good communication on that, no doubt.
Now nearing a similar scoreline as last round, 22-6. Man, it's Illuminaughty. A lot of it is Ender you see on the scoreboard, but you have to give credit to the rest of the teammates, the defense from everybody else, like Speedy, shutting down these passing lanes. Ender getting these nice passes. QL being the solid backbone. You might not see him a lot on the scoreboard, but he's playing a huge part, as well as Suburban.
And we're seeing some stacked defense in the back, trying to get that. They do, but losing that one softly off the backboard. Won't find anywhere but the outer edge of the bubble, where it's a recollected by Q for the pass for the 2. And Ender now is going to have 36. Great assist by QL Young. I mentioned his passing ability. And just finding that nice cross on over.
So if you look at the scoreboard, you see that it's all Speedy and Ender, while Suburban and QL, just maybe having 7 points combined. But it's just that backbone that's so strong. It's not even about the striking at this point.
Yeah, what they lack in the points, though, QL with 7 assists, Suburban with 4 assists. So they are distributing, they're facilitating all these points by their teammates. So it's definitely a cohesive team effort, and you can tell based off that. And well, that will be the match, 24-6. Illuminaughty doing some great work, and Ender kind of true to his team's name. He's a bad man, but that was just fantastic matches, I have to say. And Rampage really showed a lot of fighting spirit and some fantastic plays in their own right. There were some great passing plays. There was that the multiple of those stack into the saves. Now, I want to say those kind of saves impress me a lot, because it's one thing to get a save an inch from goal. It's another thing when you're flying at 100 miles per hour into the goal, manage to turn around just in time, get the grab, clear it. Like, those are hard to pull off. And they pulled it off a few times in this series.
Yeah, I agree with that statement, Palidore. But like I said, and before, Rampage, they show a lot of promise. They have a lot of good ideas. It's just maybe a chaining quickness, the recoveries. They have great defense. It's just kind of like what we saw with Nova. Great defense, but
because
the chains are not quite there.
Look at their saves. I mean, they outdid, individually, they outdid everyone but QL on the defensive end with those saves over on Rampage. Blastro with 2, Caption with 3, Rosie with 4, and Skinny with 3 as well. So certainly the defense was there, you're right.
So if they can just clean up, like some of those passes, and hesitation, I think, was a huge part of their offense, like failures. They had a lot of good offense ideas coming into the bubble, a lot of great passes, but it was like trying to get to the bubble. They kind of hesitated on some of these long passes, waited for Illuminaughty to cover those lanes before they actually decided to make the pass. And against like people like Speedy and Ender, those guys, the last thing you want to do is try to pass through their hands. Their reactions are just so fast.
Yeah, that's one of their specialties, no doubt. And we just saw them capitalize on those opportunities with a lot of heady plays. And it resulted in a lot of open threes as well. Mentioned earlier in the night when Ender was starting to go off, there was just a period of plays where he was scoring over and over on some open goals, and a lot of it was predicated on some strong defense. One of them was based off of a strong PE joust, I believe, and just they.
A lot of them were actually strong PE jousts, and
Well,
that's
yeah,
an adjustment that Rampage was not making and really hurt him.
Yeah, but despite that, again, I mean, a lot of great defensive plays, some good passing as well. But when it comes down to the overall cohesion and the ability as well, the speed, I think, is one of the things I mentioned that kind of hurt with the stacks, because Illuminaughty is, for as much as Rampage was able to save and get some clears, Illuminaughty recovered so many of those plays just based off their stacking speed. But yeah, that was exciting. I really hope everyone enjoyed that as much as we most certainly did. If you couldn't tell, I came into this match, both me and Dash, I think, came into this match thinking, you know, we've casted like a dozen matches. We're gonna keep it a little mellow. It'll be exciting, but we're gonna keep it all mellow. And that went out the window as soon as these teams started playing. And you know what? Might regret it in the morning, but probably not, because that was worth every penny that I figuratively spent watching that one. I'm glad that I could be here to watch, cast, whatever it was. Big fan of that game. So thank you to the players for, allowing us to be present. Not that you had a choice, but I'd like to think that you did.
And thanks for all the viewers in the chat and the Twitch participation. It's really nice having you guys come and support these players and supporting the stream. Thank you guys so much for tuning in.
Absolutely. So until our next set of streams, which will surely come tomorrow. There's some great matches over the weekend and going into the weekend. But until then, I've been Palidore, and that's been Dash over on cameras. So much for Subtlety doing some amazing work, as I heard from the chat. They were thrilled over the camera work and have been over the last few days in general. So everyone just killing it, from the players to the community to the crew. I love you all. Thanks for the games. Thanks for dealing with me and my meanness. And yeah, we'll see you really soon here at VRML preseason. Take care.